Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Woodwork.LIFE. So I'm sure you've all seen one of these videos on YouTube around how to sharpen a table saw blade, whether it be with a grinding wheel or a Dremel tool or what have you. But how does a professional saw sharpening shop sharpen a table saw blade? Today we're heading to WD Quinn Saw Company to see how a professional saw sharpening shop sharpens a table saw blade. That is a bit of a tongue twister. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I've got a bit of a doozy of a giveaway. So without further ado, let's jump over there and see how things are done. Hey Joe.
Yep. Hey, what's
How's it
going
going?
on?
I got some more blades for you to sharpen.
Great, perfect.
Sweet.
In the right place.
Well, I guess if you want to just kind of walk me through what you guys do with sharpening one of these blades.
Sure, let's go in the shop. I'll show you how we do it.
WD Quinn Saw Company is one of the oldest and longest running saw sharpening shops in the United States. It's a fifth generation company that started in St. Louis in 1903, but has stayed at the cutting edge of technology and automation using top of the line German sharpening machines. In 1939, they diversified into manufacturing blades for metal cutting to support the World War. They can also spec out specialty wood cutting blades for a specific task. The equipment you see in their shop is some of the same equipment you see in some of the best shops around the world. There's just not too many of them anymore. They work with blades from your regular 10-inch table saw blade all the way up to a 36-inch mill blade. The sharpening process starts right here at receiving. Here they etch either your logo or WD Quinn or some sort of tracking information so they can track the blade throughout the process. They also put it through an ultrasonic cleaner to clean off all the pitch and resin that may have built up since its last sharpening. I feel bad because Joe did such a great job showing us around the shop and walking us through the process, but they had all the machines on so I could see them, so it was really loud in the shop and the audio was basically unusable. So the next step in the sharpening process is the initial inspection. Here they're checking to make sure that the blade's flat and not warped, make sure none of the teeth are out of that plane, and also checking for chipped carbide and missing teeth. If they do find any teeth that are damaged or missing, they'll braze off the old tooth so they can braze on a brand new carbide tooth. After they've brazed off the old carbide tooth, they have to flatten the face to make sure that it can receive a new one. They keep stock of all of the common sizes of carbide teeth so that they can braze on the new ones. They use just a little bit of flux to protect each tooth from warping from the heat of brazing. It also helps the little copper sliver they use to attach the carbide to adhere better to the steel. They use just a little bit of heat to melt the copper sliver to attach the carbide tooth onto the steel blade. Then it's just time to clean it up so it's not only sharp, but it also looks nice. They have this very specialty machine that actually just sandblasts the rim of the blade. This cleans up all the burn marks from the brazing process. It also gives you sort of a matte finish on the edge of the blade, just for cosmetic purposes. This next machine, to some degree, flattens the blade, but mostly just gives it a good, shiny, factory sheen. From there, all the automation starts. Most of the work is actually done overnight. They actually just turn the machines on so I could see them operating during the day. Typically during the day, they're repairing and cleaning blades, as well as programming the machines to do all the work overnight. Here they're programming in the rake angle of this blade so that it can be sharpened precisely overnight. The sharpening machines actually have sensors that can find out this information by themselves, but when it's programmed in advance, they operate a lot faster. This way you can just load up racks of blades and just let them process overnight. They can load up to 8 stacks of blades in each of these machines, typically more than one per stack. This machine has a auto loader arm that goes and picks up each of the blades, and can move it from the facing machine into the sharpening machine. So first we're going to side grind the teeth. That gets the repaired carbide, even with the rest of the original carbide on the saw blade. This robotic arm automatically loads and unloads the blades from the racks and returns them back to the racks when they're done being sharpened. So here at the side grinding machine, a small probe is actually calibrating the grinders to exactly which teeth need to be ground, by how much. It then grinds and goes back and validates to make sure that it didn't remove too much material or still has too much material left on the tooth. This is so that when the new carbide teeth are installed, your blade still leaves the same curve.
Touch it up a little bit more, it'll come in and grind a little bit more off. If not, then it'll go to the next tip that needs to be side ground. So it did its first group of passes. It's going to come in and measure how much of a curve there is on the blade now. Compare that to what the existing tip should be. If it's needing more grinding, which this one is, it's going to come in and grind a little more off, just so that it's exactly the same curve as the existing tip.
Once the blade's done with the side grind, it's time to move on to the actual sharpening of the blade. So now that the side grinding is completed, the robotic arm will come and get the blade out of the side grinding machine and bring it over to the sharpening machine. Although the sharpening parameters are pre-configured in the computer, the sharpening machine also has a sensor that'll tell it the hook angle and the top clearance angle of each of the teeth. They can obviously sharpen your basic, hook angles and clearance angles on your average consumer saw blade, but here they also do some fancy triple chip and multi-chip sharpenings so that these blades can have maximum uptime in a production environment. After a final inspection, the blades are run through wax to protect the teeth, and they're shipped right back to you.
Guys, thanks for watching. That was really fun. I have to admit I was in a little bit of industrial machine heaven over there. That's the same kind of industrial equipment you'd see at like a top tier table saw blade manufacturing facility like a Mana or a Forest or any of those guys. They not only sharpen blades there, they also manufacture blades. This is one of their 40-tooth combination blades. I'm actually giving one of these away, so with the WoodWork.LIFE logo on it. So check out the link down below, glean.io, and you can enter to win that. Also, if you're looking to get a table saw blade sharpened, as part of this video, they've got a 20% discount going on all of their sharpening services. So check out quinnsaw.com and just mention WoodWork.LIFE, and for any of my subscribers, they'll give you a 20% discount off any sharpening services. And they're really reasonable. I think a 40-tooth blade starts at like 10 bucks. So be sure you check that out. And thanks for watching today. And if it's your first time finding one of my videos, please take a second, consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, drop me a like, all the stuff, you know what to do. Anyways, remember to keep your tools sharp and to keep your mind even sharper.